Right now on Up with KREM, we are getting a look at one of the new middle schools being built in Spokane right now. Nicole Hernandez live all morning long with what's going on there.
Yeah, that's right. The Spokane Public School District is having a board meeting tonight where they're going to discuss the new plans for this new middle school. And coming up in just a few minutes, I'll give you a sneak peek of what those renderings for the place look like.
Oh, that is exciting. Here's a rendering of the sunrise. No, I'm kidding. That's actually the real sunrise, and it is a beautiful start to the day. A little bit cooler out there right now. We'll talk temperatures and what you can expect later this afternoon.
A project in Riverfront Park is looking to spread new wings for a new butterfly sculpture after it was blown away during this year's windstorm.
Up with KREM begins now.
Hi there, welcome to Up with KREM on this Wednesday. We want to say good morning to you. I'm Tim Pham.
And I'm Jeremy Legoo. This morning, we're spread out all across Spokane to let you know what's happening around town today.
First up, Nicole Hernandez joining us from the South Hill to tell us about a brand new middle school in the works.
And in a couple of minutes, I'm going to let you know about weather. And you'll think, well, this is pretty great. Trust me on that one.
All right, but first we are going to the Spokane International Airport where you might expect some changes to the drop-off lanes. Channing Curtis is following this for us this morning, where a new road at the airport just opened up this week. Channing.
Hey, good morning, everyone. That's right. There is a brand new road that is open here at the Spokane International Airport, and it's really all designed to help alleviate congestion and even some confusion when you're heading into the airport. So this new road actually just opened up yesterday morning, so we're getting a first-hand look at it. And driving through this morning, it's awesome. So the right lane of the road now, when you come into the airport, goes directly to the terminal. So if you're dropping off someone, if you're picking up someone here from the airport, you're going to stay in the right lane. The left lane is for anyone who is heading into the parking garages, hourly parking, anything like that. The only difference, one little thing though to keep in mind is that if you're in that right lane, say going to the terminals, you are going to need to have to circle back around if you need to get to the parking lot eventually. There are plenty of signs though, so no confusion there. When you're driving in, you're going to see tons of signs telling you which lane to stay in and even explaining a little bit about this new road. So like I said, this just all opened up yesterday, so there were some concerns about people maybe being confused or not understanding where to go. No worries there today. Haven't heard any disgruntled passengers or anything like that. And as you can see behind me right now, not even a whole lot of people here waiting in line like there were earlier today. It was pretty crowded behind me. But so like I said, the road just opened up yesterday, all to alleviate congestion and some confusion. And another good thing, a spokesperson from the airport told us, is that this is also going to allow for more land here near the terminal. So it gives them a possibility for more growth here at the terminal, which is always a good thing because more growth here at the airport means potentially you could take more flights in the future. So here at the Spokane International Airport, I'm Channing Curtis. I'll send things back to you guys, Tim and Jeremy.
All right, Channing, thanks so much. Let's get to Jeremy now in the Weather Center to talk about weather. Gosh, you know, it feels really wonderful today. And did you say this was your pick day, Jeremy?
Yeah, this was my pick day.
And you called it?
Yeah, you know, I don't know why I started doing a pick day of the week. It's Jeremy's pick day of the week. We should have a new franchise.
I love it.
Today was it for me just because Although, Tim, I'm not going to lie, yesterday I spent some time outside and temps in the mid-70s wound up being a lot warmer than I expected. I left the house with a light long sleeve shirt on and was like, I'm ready for the mid-70s. And halfway through my walk, I was like, it's really hot. Did anyone else know that it's hot? And it turns out mid-70s is actually rather warm. I just thought after being up in the 90s, it would be cool. Not the case. Early on this morning, temperatures are kind of cool. 52 in Spokane, 50 in Coeur d'Alene, 41 in Sandpoint. And now when I dive in and look at some of the weather stations around town, just to give you a bit of a difference here, Feltz Field seems to be around 48 degrees. Here on the South Hill, we have one weather station that's somewhat decent. That puts us at about 46 degrees on the corner of 17th and Freya. So just put all that in perspective, it does get a little bit cooler depending on where you are around town. You can oftentimes get very drastically different temperatures just a few miles apart based on local geography. It's your fun weather lesson of the day. Air quality stays at good this morning. Likely trends a little bit closer to moderate later this afternoon, but don't expect much in the way of wind and don't expect much in the way of cloud cover. We're going to go ahead and call today partly cloudy with a little bit of a haze. See those clouds on there? That's forecast models picking up some of that atmospheric haze in the sky. So it does get a bit hazy, but not so much that you won't be able to denote the clouds in the atmosphere. And temperatures climb to near 80 degrees later on this afternoon.
Time for your morning rush now. More news in less time. A member of a radical neo-Nazi group here in Washington is headed to prison. Cameron Shea has been in federal custody for 18 months. He was convicted of targeting minorities, activists, and journalists. Well, more than 100 Spokane residents attended a meeting to discuss the fate of a South Hill dog park. The original plan for the land the park is on is a new middle school. But community members have fallen in love with the 15-acre park, and now the school board has a couple of options for a replacement. However, the dog park representative, David DeLong, doesn't think it's enough because Spokane Public Schools had 3 years to find a solution.
The school district isn't really doing everything that they could do to find a big enough area and a good enough area, even on a temporary basis.
We want to make sure we maintain your trust. We made a commitment 3 years ago. Some things changed. We're coming back with some solutions so that we maintain that commitment.
This is still an ongoing situation with the school district and community members. If you would like to give feedback, SPS says they'll be sending out links to give comment very soon. The FAA is investigating whether Boeing employees are being pressured on safety issues. It wants to know if Boeing interferes with employees tasked with flagging safety problems with planes. The workers oversee safety functions during the design and construction of an aircraft. That's your morning rush. More news in less time. Let us know what's happening in your neighborhood by using the hashtag #UpWithKREM on social media. Tonight, the Spokane Public School Board will be discussing the new Sacagawea Middle School design. Nicole Hernandez live at the school's current location on the South Hill now with a first look. Good morning, Nicole.
Yeah, good morning. So like you mentioned tonight, the Spokane Public School Board is talking about the new designs for this middle school that is replacing the Sacagawea Middle School here on the South Hill. So the new one is going to be at the same location at 33rd and Lamonti here. And here's a look at the outside. They're still working out where exactly the building will be built on the plot of land that's already here. But this is the design for the outside, what's going to be in this same spot instead of Sacagawea Middle School here. And now taking a look at the inside, you can see just how modern and bright it is. There's so many windows. That's my favorite part of these renderings here. Eventually, of course, after it's built, this is what the inside will look like. According to the current plan, construction would start next March and be completed by August 2023. Now, if approved, the next step would be completing construction documents and receiving bids. They are planning to show more of the designs tonight at the Spokane Public School Board's meeting. That starts at 7 o'clock, and if you're interested in actually attending that meeting, you can text the word meeting to 509-448-2000. We'll send you a link with information on how to join. Live in Spokane, I'm Nicole Hernandez.
Looks wonderful. Well, this morning we are getting a look at the renovation of the Riverfront Park Butterfly. So after the break, we're talking about the design, the redesign, and what the city is doing to get the butterfly out of its renovation cocoon.
Oh, I love the word use there. Temperatures up near 80 today, but dropping by the end of the week. I'm going to let you know what causes us to go from 81 to 72 by Friday and why we warm up so nicely just in time for the weekend.